Hey guys, this is Glenn Patrick from Australian rock band Shotgun Mistress, your favourite Australian rock band, Shotgun Mistress. And we're about to go on tour in a week and a half with the legendary Winger. It is going to be absolutely amazing. We're absolutely honoured to be a part of it, and we've just been building up to this over the past couple of months. We've taken a bit of hiatus for a couple of months since our album launch back end of last year, and building up to this tour. So yeah, very excited.
Fantastic. And what a way to come back from a hiatus, mate.
Yeah. It wasn't. It was quite short lived. But we had another tour, but we were going to be doing with Mike Tramp in January. Which sort of fell through. But instead of that, we got Winger. So we're super happy because Winger, I think, is more where we sit musically as well. So I think it'll hopefully complement each other, and we're just super stoked to be warming the crowd up for them.
Nice. So for those who don't know the full details of that, Shotgun Mistress are about to hit the road soon with Winger. Run of dates through Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth starting on April the 6th, mate. So what do you guys like? Is packed and ready to go and all organised, or are you going to leave it to the last minute, just throw some shit in a bag?
Man, I think we're okay. I mean, I haven't packed yet. I mean, we're usually a last minute packer, but like as far as the music stuff is concerned, we're usually pretty prepared. We take things like that pretty seriously. Things like even on the days like getting to sound check early and bumping in and out really as quick as possible. It's it. I think things like that have really sort of fallen by the wayside a bit over the years, especially in modern day musicianship, where they take their time to get off the stage. People don't help each other out. It's still that age old thing where the singer sits back and watches the drummer takes all the drums apart and
That'll never change.
It does change. I'll tell you that it does change. But yeah, I don't know. We're pretty. What's the word? I guess on point when it comes to things like that. So, except for the bagpacking, obviously.
Now, you guys have supported your fair share of national and international bands, including Slaughter, Dirty Honey, the Midnight Devils, The Poor, Mammal. But this one's got to be pretty special, mate. It's fucking Winger.
It's Winger, and it holds a special place right here for me as well because I was talking to Dan McDougall from Volume Dealer before, and we were talking about inspirations, and I think mine was definitely Bill and Ted and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. One of my favourite songs off that was Battle Stations, and although I haven't heard Kip and the guys play Battle Station in a live set for a very long time, so crossing my fingers, but we'll see.
Oh, you'll need to get to have a word in his ear this time about it and see what you can do about it.
Yeah, I think so, mate. If you can help, that'd be great.
Too easy. And of course, it's not just Winger. It's the original lineup of Winger, which is the very first time they're coming out to Australia. And from what Kip tells me, going to be the very last time as well. So you won't get another chance.
Yes, that's right. And can I just say the caliber of musicians in the original lineup of Winger? I mean, all the Winger musos have been great, but like this original lineup, man, we're going to be mingling with rock royalty. And I think we spoke about it offline before that these players, they played with the greatest. Whitesnake and Alice Cooper and Mr. Big, but the list goes on. So we're really excited to get to hopefully hang out with them a little bit and just share the stage with them.
Well, now, a lot of our listeners wouldn't be aware of things like this, mate. So as a national support for an international heavyweight, like, what are your responsibilities exactly?
Don't fuck up.
Yeah.
As I said before, just turn up on time, I think. And look, especially if you're the only support act for an international artist like this, I think timing is key. Making sure that everything runs as smoothly as possible, and making sure the crowd's warmed up enough. We're not the main act. We're not here to sort of steal the limelight. We're here obviously to get a little bit of notoriety and hopefully help ourselves out. But at the same time, we've got this opportunity to be able to support these these amazing musicians for the last time. So we're just honoured to be a part of it. And I think that's pretty much our job, is just to turn up, play, warm it up, and that's as far as it goes.
Well, that's a bit of an extension on that, mate. Like from a personal point of view, like do you go on stage because you play to a whole new crowd who might not know any of your shit? They're just there to see Winger. But do you go out on stage intending to blow the headliners off stage? Like, is that what your mindset is, or do you just sort of go out there, you know, you got a job to do and you just got to warm the crowd up?
Look, I'd like to say, and yes to the first one. We always have that sort of intention in our heads to, blow it out of the water. Make people sort of think, why are these people supporting? But tours like this, I mean, we still go out thinking that, but we're up against people that have been doing this since the
Oh, hell
80s.
yeah, it'll never happen, but you've got to have that mindset.
Yeah, no, the mindset is important, and
Yeah,
it's. I think it's quite important to have a little bit of ego there. Not so
sure.
much that it takes you, you know, on this blindsided adventure, and you think you're top shit for everybody. I think this is something whereby it's quite needed to have something like that, because it gives you the courage, and it gives you that drive, that tenacity, especially on stage with the charisma type thing. I think optics is at least 50-60% of it. When it comes to a show, people tend not to really think something is memorable if the band members are just standing there just playing their instruments as good as they can be. I mean, I've seen some amazing bands. I've seen Glenn Hughes and Alter Bridge, that they don't really do big sort of performative shows. They just like amazing musicians, and they sit there, and some artists like those guys can really pull it off. Um, but us still sort of young bucks really when it comes to comparatively to these bands. We try to I guess make up for our lack of experience with showmanship.
Now, speaking of showmanship and optics, mate, like I've seen you guys and yous are one high energy motherfucking band, like you jump around like a maniac, the rest of the boys are right into it. Like run us through a typical live show from Shotgun Mistress for those who might not have seen you.
Man, the first thing that happens in sound check is first thing is looking around to see what I can jump on. seeing what I can hang off, seeing whether or not the drum kit is stable enough for me to jump off, that type of shit. I think it's sound for me. I think comes a close second. It's funny because lately I actually went and got my ears checked recently for maybe like hearing loss. I've been a builder and a muso my entire life, so my hearing I thought would have been absolutely screwed, and I have actually recently had a test, and I was quite surprised that I actually have really, really good hearing for my age. But I think my ears tend to get a little bit tired after about 3/4 of the way through like a longer set.
All right.
So I think like tonally I start to sort of struggle a little bit. So what usually happens then is you'll notice me going out in the crowd a lot more because I can hear a lot more in front of house.
And getting
So,
everything.
yeah. So it kills two birds with one stone, I suppose.
So just say people, and unfortunately it's going to be a lot of people just going to see Winger, but when they leave, I guarantee they'll remember the name Shotgun Mistress. But
Oh,
what's 3 songs of yours that they can listen to before they come along so they get to know the band a bit better?
oh man, you're too kind. Thank you very much. We'll see about that. I think the 3 songs. Personally, I really enjoy Shot Down at the moment. We kind of go through ebbs and flows when it comes to the songs, and there was a time where I was really enjoying Judas. We'd opened with Judas quite a lot over the past year, but we're going to change it up a little bit for this Winger tour. And I don't know, for some reason the Judas track was really good as an opener, and I'm not vibing as much as it not being an opener. So usually I'd say Judas, but definitely Shot Down. I love Mary Jane. Mary Jane's, it was a track that really wrote well. It wrote quickly, and it was something where Ben put together the guitar line to it and sent it over to me and Matt. Matt sort of turned it into a song, put it to me, and I wrote the lyrics in about sort of 10 to 15 minutes, and it was something that it was just really easy, and it just felt really, really good. So definitely Mary Jane. Like, I'm saying all the new ones off the Kings of the Revolution album. I know. Is that a sales pitch? Who knows?
May
But,
as well.
but yeah, probably those three for the time being.
Nice. Well, speaking of Kings of the Revolution, mate, that was your second album that came out in June of last year. So how was the reception for that, mate? Did fans warm to it the way you expected?
Man, we got onto the RE top 30 album charts, and for an independent band that's not signed to anybody, we do all our own PR. We're the ones that are hustling for tours like this, and we do everything in house, and it's something that we're just extremely proud of. Yeah, the first album and the second album are both I mean, they've got similarities, but I think there's enough differences for people to sort of know what songs from the first album and what songs from the second album. I think the second album's a bit sort of like more metally, more so than the first album. The first album was more a bit sort of like your dirty LA strip, Velvet Revolver-y vibe. When this one is definitely more of a metally, more rock sort of style. So I think the album itself, production wise, I loved it personally. I thought it was a step up. The reception has been fantastic. We're blown away by it. And it's still kicking on with things like Winger and getting these opportunities as well. And we just finished writing the third album, and we are just putting together, I guess, the live, making sure it all, we all click together playing it before we head into the studio, probably in a few months' time to record it, ready hopefully to start releasing in the new year.
Nice. And is that one sort of shaping up to be more metalier again, or is it going to be sort of more back to the first album sound?
Man, good question. I'm actually really digging the sound of this. It's actually a bit more southern than anything else. Yeah, I mean, what I've found, and I don't know if this is on purpose or not, but with bands that we tour with over the years, and all these big acts, it's almost like we've taken snippets of these particular bands and influences that maybe they had. The southern thing definitely, your Dirty Honeys and your Electric Marys, like that's real sort of southerny bluesy. We've got a few of those in this next album, which is really good. Is what we thought was going to be like a double time sound is now going to half time, and it just sits in a really nice groove. But then there's other ones. There's one song in particular on this new album that is like, very in line with sort of like Mammal. So it's almost like a fast worded half. I mean, it's not in any way hip hop. It's more like just a fast worded song. I know I've got that on a couple other songs like your Shot Downs and your Pretty Little Things, but this one's got a little bit more of a push towards that.
Punch the guts.
Yeah. So yeah, I like that the inspirations slowly flow into the albums that we make, but not steering too far away, so the people who already know us don't get disappointed by the difference in sound. So yeah, we're really excited about how it's going to turn out.
Very nice. Now, before I let you go, Glenn, I've started a new segment called Photo Bombs. So basically, I've trolled through your social media before we've spoken, and I've come up with a few photos that I want to ask you a little bit more about.
Here we go.
Right, yeah, this one here. I'm not sure what's happening, but is that some kind of naughty corner? Because there's two separate photos of people facing the wall, and it doesn't look like they're pissing to me.
Yeah, no, good spotting there, Kris. Me and Dave had a few hours off. We were on tour. I think we were on tour. I think that was the last show that we did with the Electric Mary tour right after we got out of COVID. And that was in Ballarat, and we thought, fuck it, we've got a few hours, let's go to Sovereign Hill, which funnily enough is exactly where my daughter is on camp at the moment. So that's pretty funny. Yeah, so that was just, we were sick and tired of the stupid photos that we usually do, because our faces, what happens when you get a camera in front of you and then you just pull these ridiculous faces, you don't know where to look, you don't know what to do. So we thought it'd be good just to take random photos of us staring at something else for once.
Well, how long did you leave them standing there for? Like, did you have to stay there for a couple of minutes, or
until we stopped fucking talking absolute shit? So I think
you were there for a couple of hours.
Yeah, a couple of
hours. All right, and the second one I found, I tried to come up with something witty to say about it, but I just couldn't. So all I'm going to say is, what the absolute fuck?
That's my favorite shot of Ben, I think, as a baby. He's yeah, I don't know, man. We found the bonnet of Ben's little bonnet and the outfit. It was one of my daughter's baby. Actually, it could have been my mum's, like a old sort of doll thing. So we we had him poking his head through a pram, and we cut a hole in the back of the pram so he could poke his head through, so it looks like his little baby in there. And that was the music video for Glorious Machine.
Alrighty, so there is a reason behind it.
There is, yeah. So the music video for Glorious Machine, the cameo, obviously Dave's in there and Ben's in there. The cameo, the lovely lady with the bluey green hair is probably my longest friend, Ollie Sampson, who is a gun photographer. He's actually got a heap of stories, and he got to. He does these really cool stories whereby he will go and travel overseas, and he'll do stories on people who used to be big in a certain industry and then they completely changed. So, for instance, he went and spent a week with, remember the childlike empress from the Neverending Story?
Yeah.
Like, the young girl. So obviously she got quite successful from that movie and a couple other things, and then she completely changed her story, her life and work style, and became a ballerina. I think she turned into ballet. So that was pretty cool.
Did you say a ballet dancer or a belly dancer?
Ballet dancer.
Bummer,
Yeah.
a belly dancer sounds so much more exotic.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. That ballet dancer. So yeah, I don't know if you lost me or not, but Chunk from the Goonies, he also did, because he turned into a lawyer. So yeah, like he gets to do these awesome things. So he did the videography for us for that one. And yeah, it was a classic music video, man. It was the second one that we did as a band up at Suki Lounge in Belgrave. And yeah, man, it was a really good history with that photo. So thank you for bringing that up.
No worries at all, Glenn. All right, brother. Well, thanks for your time. Been a pleasure speaking as usual. Shotgun Mistress are all around the country with Winger starting April 6th. There's still tickets left to some of the shows, but I do believe they're selling quickly. So get online soon and get yourself a ticket.
Yeah, man, they are selling quickly, and we'd love to see you guys out there. Thank you so much, Kris from Heavy Mag, for having us. Thank you to Silverback Touring for allowing us to be on the tour, and of course, the legendary crew from Winger. We can't wait to meet you guys, and thank you so much again, Kris. Take care.